So last week, we started our sermon series with Luke 14, and we were talking about humility. And this week, we're going to be talking about excuses. I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, sometimes God asks me to do something, and I make excuses as to why I can't do that thing. So we're going to look in Luke 14, 15 to 24. When one of those at the table with him heard this, he said to Jesus, "Blessed is the man who will eat at the feast in the kingdom of God." Jesus replied, "A certain man was preparing a great banquet and invited many guests. At the time of the banquet, he sent his servant to tell those who had been invited, 'Come, for everything is now ready.' But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, 'I have just bought a field and must go and see it. Please excuse me.' Another said, 'I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me.' Still another said, 'I just got married, so I can't come.' The servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, 'Go out quickly into the streets and alleys of the town, and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame.' 'Sir,' the servant said, 'what you have ordered has been done. There is still more room.' Then the master told the servant, 'Go out to the roads and country lanes and make them come in, so that my house will be full. I tell you, not one of these men who were invited will get a taste of my banquet.'" So Jesus is still at the house of this prominent Pharisee that we were talking about last week. And Jesus has kind of sucked the fun out of this party that they were all having. But this one guy points out that blessed is the man who will eat at the feast in the kingdom of God. And Jesus takes that and runs with it and jumps right in to say that the invitations to the feast of God have already been sent out, but the people have ignored and declined his invitation. He paints a picture of a feast, puts it in human terms so that the people could understand, and shows all these different people making excuses and all the different kinds of excuses they could make as to why they couldn't come, which leads to the master inviting others into the feast who are poor, who are different. So he's kind of tying in what he said last week about inviting the poor rather than inviting the prominent. But he's also referencing how the Israelites and the Jews were invited into a relationship with God, and they have declined that relationship. They've declined the feast. And those who are not Jewish will be invited into the feast. Jesus might have ruined this party, but he shed some light so that they can see where they've been wrong, how they've declined God's invitation, and how they need to make that right. I suggest that we stop making excuses when we've been invited. We've been invited to dine with the King. We need to accept his invitation and be joyful. He invites us to participate with him in this life, and we need to stop making excuses for the things that he asks us to do. Thank you.